So one evening, my best friend Liam and I decided to go egging, because we normally would go egging like a little bit, just to stress relief. This time we were like, we're gonna go all out, so we got 4 cartons of the 18-pack eggs, and we were like, you know what, let's do this. So we were doing our typical routine. We were going all around in the neighborhood, because there's less lighting, and we were hitting everything, cars, dogs. We almost hit an old man. We hit a taco truck, so that was cool. And we were going around, and we passed by this park. It's called Adventure Park. It's kind of shady at nights, so we're like, oh, let's just drive by, see what we find. We see this couple in this third wheel. They were walking that way, so we were like, you know what? Like, I slowed down. I was like, Liam, it'd be funny if like you hit the couple, if you hit their hands or the back. So we slowed down, and when I accelerated a little too quickly. So when he chugged it at them, it actually went above them and hit it right in front of them. So I was like, damn it. And then the guy turned around and was like, fuck you bitches! So then Liam, being a stupid ass, he lowered the window, was like, hi! I was like, oh my gosh. So I ended up on the other side of the park, and as we were passing the other side of the park, he's like, dude, slow down. I was like, what happened? I was like, I think I see my brother, because this was 11:30 at night. And then he's like, slow down. I was like, okay. And so he's like, turn off the lights. I was like, I turn off the lights. I was still in the middle of the street, so then I see this car coming with bright headlights. And I was like, okay, I don't want them to think that I'm doing something wrong, So I was like, okay, I pull up to the curb, I lower my windows, and so my windows are not tinted because it's a new car. So I just looked at the side, and so as they're driving by, I feel something hit my face. It went, I was like, what the hell? And I pick up something, and I was like, it's a water bottle. And I look at my rear mirror, and then they're trying to like make a quick U-turn. I'm like, oh shit. So I went, boom, I just went off. And he was like, whoa. I was like, dude, they threw something at me. He's like, who? I was like, I don't know. They just threw this water bottle at me. He's like, are you sure? I was like, hell yeah, I have the water bottle. I didn't even have it before. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, look who it is. He turned around, he's like, dude, it's that couple. He's like, but there's like 6 other people in the car. I was like, oh shit, like we're gonna get beat up. So we were just like speeding, passing red lights, passing stop signs, we almost crashed. We ended up at the other side of the city and behind this taco place. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take you to a party city, which is about 1.5 miles away from his house, because we have been egging around his house. I was like, okay, I don't want them to see. So I was like, okay, from here, would you be okay with walking home? He's like, yeah. So he took off his hat, he took off his sweater. I was like, okay, just call me when you're near your house. He's like, okay. So he starts walking, I go home, I shower, I'm with the phone. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this guy. And what happens is that he calls me, and I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, I'm on Cal High. So he lives on the same street as Cal High, which is on like a block away from his house. And so I was like, okay. So he's like, okay, we're talking, we're laughing, and what happens is he's like, dude, hold up. I was like, what happened? He's like, no, hold up. So then I just hear him talk, and then I hear the sound of like the wind and and of his clothes rasping against the phone. And I'm just like, Liam. I was like, Liam. He's like, hold up. I was like, Liam. He's like, what? I'm just like there waiting. I was like anxious, like, what's happening? And so then he clicks. I'm like, I'm calling. And then he calls me like 1.5 minutes later. He's like, dude. I was like, what happened? He's like, they came up to me and they told me they were gonna fuck me up. And so what he did is that he ran across the field of the school. So they wouldn't catch him because they were on cars, so they didn't go on foot. But the problem is that they were circulating around the area, and that's where he lives. So they were circulating around where his house is. And so he's like, dude, I don't know, I'm gonna make it. And so then he clicks again because they started chasing him again because they found him on the side of the street. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just there, I'm just like calling again. And I'm like, Liam. And I don't get a response. And I'm just like, dude, they're gonna beat his ass. He's Mexican, they're white, I don't even know what's gonna happen. So what happens is that he calls me later on, and I'm just like, Liam, what happened? He's like, dude, I'm behind a truck, okay, and I'm 4 houses down. He's like, I wanna run, I wanna book it, and he had seen them before. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, Liam, just don't look back. I run like the Migras after you. And he's like, okay. He's like, dude, I'm just scared. I was like, you gotta do it, And he's like, the worst thing that can happen is that they can know where you live, and you could just say like, you could just start living somewhere else, in case they ruin your house or something. So what happened? He's like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna let you know when I get home. I was like, okay. So what happened is that he clicked, and then like a few seconds later, I was like, okay, he should have been home by now. And then a few minutes passed by later, I was like, oh shit, like they probably beat him up already. I was like, oh, so I didn't know what to do, I was powerless. And then later on, he calls me, he's like, hey dude, I was like, what happened? Why didn't you call? He's like, dude, I fell asleep. I was like, you're such a dumbass. Like, you should have told me. And so what ended up happening, like that night we were just joking around. We were like, dude, we almost got immigration and all that stuff. But then the next day, we thought like, damn, that was crazy. Like, that was a little too crazy. But we were like, you know what? We'd do this again. So.